video, I'm going to be giving you the tips, the etiquette tips on the do's and don'ts of how to properly behave on set of a production to make sure that you have a successful time with the client and hopefully get yourself rehired again. Hey there, it is your girl Kamla-Kay from Kamla-Kay.com. I am a professional agency-signed international model, and I'm also a modeling coach for aspiring models, both here on YouTube, my social media platforms, and on my website where I teach private one-on-one coaching classes to aspiring models. All right, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about on-set etiquette. How are you expected to act as a model, as an actor, on set when you are working with a client on a production? Before I quickly dive in, if you've watched other videos on my channel, you're used to seeing me with curly hair. It's a little bit different this morning because I did start the morning with curly hair, but my agency needed me to quickly send over some selfies for them, and so I did selfie with curly hair, selfie with straight hair. All right, so let's say that you're watching this video and you're thinking, okay, what does she mean by being on set? So let me backtrack a little bit. So when you are on set, that means that you are essentially on the stage, the production area of a project. It means that you are finally booked on a job and now you are working with the client in their studio, on their location, and you are ready to go to shoot. It's super important, these tips that I'm going to be going over on how to properly behave on set, what's the proper etiquette, even before you get to set, for them to think like, hey, this person really was professional, they knew what they were doing, let me think about rehiring them. Okay, so let's dive in. Tip number one, this should be very obvious, but a lot of times models don't adhere to this. It is the fact that you need to make sure that you are on time. If your call time for a job is 8 a.m., you need to be in the parking lot, already parked, walking up to the door of the client by 7:50, 7:55 the latest. You want to ensure that you give yourself plenty of time. There is no excuse when you're working with a client of why you were late. You also want to make sure that you are not too early, not like 20, 30 minutes early in advance, because sometimes the client is still setting up, they're having meetings, and it's a distraction to have a bunch of models coming into the set if it's too early. Tip number two, make sure that when you book a job that you have either consulted with your modeling agency or if you're booking directly through the client, that you are asking them, what is it that I need to bring to set, to the production? Such as, do I need to bring wardrobe, clothing, shoes? Do I need to be able to do my own makeup? Should I have my makeup done before I get to set, or will there be someone on set that's gonna be doing my makeup? Make sure that you ask all of these questions. A lot of times clients, agencies will send out something called a call sheet, and within the call sheet it will have things such as what time you're expected to show up to set, tip number one about being on time, and number two, they'll also list what you are expected to bring. If nothing is listed, you just want to still be sure that you have all your ducks in a row by asking those vital questions. Once you get to set, you want to make sure that your cell phone is on silent. Before you even walk into set, walk into a production area, whether that's TV or print, you want to make sure that you put your phone on silent as not to distract the production crew, the client, what have you. And especially if you're on a job where they're going to be shooting video, where audio is super important, you'll often hear the client say, quiet on set, rolling, and that means that they definitely cannot have anyone talking, they cannot have anyone on their cell phones, and so it's important that you put your phone on silent before you even walk into that space. Tip number four, make sure that you bring snacks with you, a book to read, an iPad, something to keep you entertained, because what happens on set is a lot of times you may be booked for an 8-hour workday, and chances are maybe the first hour you're just waiting around, maybe for 2, 3, 4 hours you're waiting around until it's your particular time to shoot. So make sure that you're prepared with things to eat and to keep you entertained. Next tip is make sure that you keep your voice low. On set, clients do not want to be distracted by a bunch of people talking, by a bunch of people laughing, giggling. Certainly you want to be yourself and you want to show personality on set, but you want to make sure that you're doing so in a respectful time, in a respectful manner, and you want to make sure that the client is not going to have to look over to you and say, hey, keep your voice down. Tip number 6, try to remember the names of the client, the makeup artist, the stylist when you're on set. Something that I personally do is I will get out my phone that has been put on silent, and I will open up my notepad area, and once I start to get the names of the stylist, the client, the director, what have you, I will write their names down in the notepad section of my phone, so that way throughout the day I can refer to them by name. People really appreciate that versus you saying like, hey, and constantly just calling them by something that is not their name, and even worse, calling them by the wrong name. My other tip that is major, I think we're on tip number 7 by now, is that you do not want to take photos on set unless you have been given permission to do so. For instance, when clients are shooting a production, they do not want to have their competitor seeing what is happening in that production until it is officially released to the public. So yes, you may be able to take a potential selfie with yourself or another castmate, but make sure that you do not take photos of the production set. Maybe if you're shooting for a furniture company, for instance, or a beauty campaign company, you want to make sure that you're not shooting any products of their makeup, of their furniture, what have you. Make sure that you're not saying to your social media audience, oh my gosh, I'm on set today shooting for Target. Target's my favorite company, especially if you have not already gotten permission from that brand to showcase that they are having a shoot in that particular moment. One thing to know about photos on set, let's say that you do take photos, it's something that you were given permission to do, it's something that you did, what have you. If you do want to eventually post those photos, make sure that you wait until after the production, the print shoot, the TV commercial has already been live, has already been disseminated to the public, and then after that, once everyone has seen what has happened, then you can backtrack and be like, hey, this was when I was on set of that commercial that you just saw me in, and this is the behind the scenes photos that I captured. All right, that is it for this week's tips. Again, I am Kamla-Kay from Kamla-Kay.com. I'm so excited that you all are taking the time to watch my videos, and make sure if you have any questions of additional content that you want me to put out, feel free to leave comments below. Let me know again if you have been on a production set, what it was like, what were the expectations on that set. Comment that below. Also be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, and also hit the bell notification button so that you can be informed of other videos that I'm coming up with very soon. Until the next one, I will see you soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.